What's up, friends? How's it going? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about mob grinders, and I'm going to show you one specifically. There's a few and a lot out there that you can make, but today we're only really be covering one. We'll cover more in future videos, but today I'm going to be covering the simplest of mob grinders. It requires no redstone or any type of advanced Minecraft functionality. It's just a simple farm where mobs drop out of the sky. You hit them, you punch them with your fists, and they die. So to start, I want to say this is not my original design. This design came from another YouTuber. I'll put his profile, a link to his profile in the description below. But this is something that I use a lot, and it's probably the first thing that I make in my world. As you can see, since we've been standing here, 4 mobs have fallen down, and I can go up to all of them, and I can just punch them once, and they'll all die. Except for the witch. I had issues with the witches. I don't know why. But you can see it's real easy. This is actually, I'm using this right now in my current stream world on Twitch. So if you want to follow the action, the link's actually in that for the description as well. So it's simple. They drop down, you just punch them and they die. Now I'll show you real quick a view of what that looks like in a creative mode. So the first thing you want to do is create yourself a platform. Now you can make this farm a one-wide farm, but I don't suggest it because there's a lot of other little things that you can do to it to make it more efficient. So you want to make yourself a 4x4 platform at the bottom, and then from there we're going to put some hoppers in the middle, and that's going to be kind of our base. So it's up to you how you want to do this. I've seen the original video that I saw this in. The creator of this design, he put 2 chests like this back to back, and then he had hoppers going into it, which I think is actually a good idea if you plan on making this huge. If you plan on making it like I do, just very simple, because usually I make this in my single player worlds and I don't have a lot of materials. I just do 1 chest and have them all go into it like that. Super simple and easy. Now the next thing you want to do is grab yourself some slabs and then put them on top. Now the slab is there so that when the monster dies, the item will get sucked through the slab into the hopper into the chest. Super easy. Now the next step is to make sure that you can figure out where the top of it is. Now because of the slab, it gives us this nice little window here that we can punch the monsters. So once you have your first block up above these slabs, you want to go up 22 blocks. So, 20, 21, 22. So once you go up 22 blocks, you're literally just going to make yourself a nice big column all the way up here at the top. And that's where you want to get to next. Alright, so now we've made our pillar all the way up to the top. 22 blocks has to be 22. If it's 23, your mobs will die before they hit the ground. Or once they hit the ground, sorry. So now that you have your blocks up 22, ooh, let me fix this. We need them to land on our slabs here. Once you have this all the way up 22 blocks, you're going to want to come out 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Put a block on top of that. Do the same thing for the rest of them. So that it's going to be 8 on each side. 8. And block up on the top. Alright, so I filled them all in and I made them too high. So this part I would only recommend making them 2 blocks high because you don't really need to worry about anything spawning here. My next suggestion, and you can do this in any order you want, but for the purposes of this video I'll do this now. So the next thing that you should generally do is you want to put 2 water source blocks right there, and that should be just enough where they flow to the end and not down in the hole. You want to do this on every side, and of course also you want to finish the design. Alright, so now you have water sources on each way, and when the mobs fall off the edge, they'll land in this, and then slowly they'll be pushed to the center. Now, the next step you want to do is make a square. So I came out and I just had these come out until they meet, and this isn't too hard to do in survival. You just hold down your shift and walk backwards. Here, I'll even do it right here. Hold down your shift, walk backwards, and it's actually nice when you do it in the ocean because you can see on the right time of day. I can't see it right now, but generally you can see a shadow, and you can see exactly where you need to stop for when you have to go to the right across to the next block. Just like that. So you want to do that for all 4 sides, and once you have all those done, you're going to want to fill it in, just like this. Nothing fancy, just fill it in. Now the next step you want to do here is you want to make yourself a wall, and you want to encase this whole thing in about 2 high. Now you are more than welcome to go up 3 blocks if you want taller mobs to spawn like Enderman, but it's not needed. This farm works perfectly fine with just a 2 high wall. Okay, so now that you've got your wall built, the next thing you got to do is you got to put in your trapdoors. So I did the math, and you need about 64 trapdoors. It doesn't matter what kind, but you need 64 in total, and you want to put them on the edge here, just like this. And then once you have them all placed, just make sure you open them all up. Now, the cool thing about this, and the reason for the trapdoors, is that when you have a mob in Minecraft, they can't essentially see the trapdoor. They think it's a block, so they'll walk right over it and fall down. And that's pretty common for most people who play Minecraft usually know this. But for someone that's getting into the game or pretty new, or new to game mechanics, this is probably one of my favorite because it's just an easy trick. And you use it a lot of farms to trick mobs into thinking there's a block when there's really not. So I'll put down the rest of these real quick. And I highly recommend in your survival worlds getting the 2x2 trees, because that makes getting these trapdoors a whole lot easier. Took me a whole lot longer than I'm happy to admit for getting these doors. Now one thing I will say, one side note real quick, is when you're up here building, and especially if you're in survival mode, I also recommend walling in one of these and taking one of your water sources and making an infinite water source. That way you can go and you can fill in all these spots here, and you don't have to keep jumping up and down and up and down. And then once you're done, just throw 2 blocks right here and then get rid of them, and it'll go right back to normal. And there you go. That's the basis of the farm. That pretty much is it. There's not really much else that goes to it other than layering. If you want to layer the farm and you want to have this go up 2 or 3 stories, and it'll make it a lot more efficient if you do that, all you have to do is go up 3 blocks and repeat the same exact thing. And you can do that as many times as you want, because once these mobs fall off, they'll land in water and they will not take any damage. Okay, but for today's purposes, we're only going to do 1 layer. So the next thing you want to do is you want to take your slabs, and it can be any slab. We'll do a different one just for demonstration. And you want to put it on the top. You want to cover every single spot you can. Now you can also put torches up here, or you can cover it in water, or whatever you want to do, but my personal preference is slabs. I think it looks the best, and I also think it works the best. So I'm going to fill this whole thing with slabs, and then I'll be right back. And that is pretty much it. That's how easy it is. In survival, you could probably get this done in, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 survival days. Just use all of the cobblestone you get from your first mining adventure trying to get some diamond to go in here and put this all up. Usually mine are just giant cobblestone blocks, and they work really well. They can get you things like carrots, potatoes, rotten flesh if you plan on trading it. My personal favorite is the fact that when you kill some skeletons, they'll drop enchanted bows. You can use those and combine them up with your infinity bow or your mending bow to get super powerful bows. Now, there's one other suggestion that I have. Oh, look, see? Look at that. 1-hit kill. It's super simple. It's already working. Now, like I said, over the ocean's best too, because unless you plan on going down and filling in all these caves, this is probably your best bet. Now, the one other suggestion I have that might make this more efficient, if you can do it, and this is more of a late game thing, is turtle eggs. Now, zombies are attracted to turtle eggs. And all you'd have to do, essentially, is put a block right here, and 1 right here, and put a turtle egg in. And when the zombies see it, they should run towards it. And I have noticed that I haven't seen all the zombies, you know, just flood towards the eggs, but I've definitely seen them, seen it attract them and make them run that way. See, this guy isn't really attracted to it. Huh. See? There you go. They'll try to run towards it. They just have to see it. It takes them a while to see it, but the goal up here is to try to get as many mobs out of this area as fast as possible. Because if you do that, then the mob cap stays good and you can continue to spawn more mobs. So for the final part of this tutorial, the last thing that I want to say is that you can have this farm essentially go more than 22 blocks away from you. So if you were having a base down at all the way down at Y5, you can have this farm go all the way down there. And I'll show you how to do it real quick. Alright, so now we're currently down, like I said, at Y5. Right there. And you can see that when all our monsters come down, they just instantly die. So there's a really easy fix for that. And before we do that, let's build a little collection system here so we don't lose any of our drops. So just like we did before, you're going to have chest, and then you want a hopper going into the chest, just like this. That way all of them go into that one chest. Then, on top of that, the same as above, you want your slabs. Now, the way that you can make this, and this is without any honey blocks or slime blocks, anything like that, all you got to do is go up, once again, 22 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And on the top of the 22nd block, so on the 23rd block, what you want to do is you want to get yourself fence gates. So you want to get 4 fence gates, and let's put a torch up here so we can see. 4 fence gates. It does not matter which way they're facing, they just all need to be open. And then, on top of that, all you got to do is make yourself a water source. So 1 there, 1 there. Now, when your monsters fall, and let's close this up. When the monsters fall, they're going to go right through that water, and it's going to slow them down just enough that they won't die. Here you go. Let's see. So our skeleton and our zombie should both be alive down here. Oh, let's see, you gotta get rid of the blocks or else it doesn't work. There we go. See? They all live. Maybe, let's see if we can catch another one. But like I said, still, they fell 22 blocks, so they should all be one-hit kills. Now these guys weren't because they got trapped in the water. But we'll wait and see if we can catch another mob, just so I can show you how easy this is. And you can move it as far as you want. You can even move it to the right or left. It'd be the same thing. You just got to make sure they land in water and move to the right or left. So you can put this farm all the way out in the ocean and essentially move the mobs all the way back to your base. Alright, so I went and I put some monsters up there just so you could see. So they do fall, and when they fall, they don't die. They land, and then they're just a one-hit kill. Or 2-hit kills, depending. I just used the torch. Alright friends, thanks for watching this simple tutorial. I thought I'd share this with everyone because this is what I'm currently using in my survival world, and this is what's keeping me afloat. Gives me all the bones I need, gives me the carrots and potatoes I need to start farms. So thank you for watching. If there's any questions at all or anything I said was confusing, please leave a comment. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Please like the video and stick around for more.